McIntoshLawFirm.com.
The crowning achievement in clean, smarter waste solutions start with Crown Waste and Recycling, serving homes and businesses across the Lake Norman area. From compactors and roll-offs to full recycling services. Affordable, environmentally conscious, and woman-owned. We're Clean Reign Supreme. Call 704-2222-639 today.
The following is a paid program and does not necessarily reflect the views of WSIC.
I want to see the kind of industries that are opening up.
This is Local Biz Now with Joe Vagnone, where your business matters. Local Biz Now.
You have to determine what is working, what isn't working.
Joe Vagnone is a respected business broker, helping individuals buy and sell businesses. Joe has successfully owned and operated many companies in a variety of industries. This is Local Biz Now. Biz Now, because your business matters.
Yeah. You are listening to the #1 live talk business show in North Carolina. I am Joe Vagnone. We hope to inspire, inform, and entertain you, because that's what we do here at News Talk WSIC. 105.9 FM, 100.7 FM, 1400 AM. I am Joe Vagnone, and this is where your business matters. We are coming to you live from Burners Cigar Studio. Burners is home of the finest premium cigars and cigar smokers in the world. Great people, premium cigars. Life is good at Burners. Go by there, tell them Joe sent you, and your first cigar is on me. Now, I know every time I say #1 live business show in North Carolina, somebody says, not a chance. There's no way. Let me prove it to you. We have well over 822 videos on our YouTube channel. Go to Joe Vagnone Business Broker. Again, Joe Vagnone Business Broker, and see all of the 822 videos. We have interviewed over the years 977 interviews. I'm getting close. I'm rubbing up against 1,000 interviews. Please go by our YouTube channel and subscribe. And we are live on the book, live on the tubes, live on the X, and live on any podcast. If you don't know Joe Talk, that is Facebook, that is LinkedIn, and also any place else you get a streaming from. We are doing that live, and we are live on the radio every Monday afternoon, and we thank you so much for listening. Now, those of you that has listened to the show well over 13 years, you know we got a whole system here. The whole system is you come in, you get to be the host, but you got to bring something to talk about. You know, and every now and then somebody bugs me. Somebody bothers me. Somebody just isn't nice to me. Surprise, surprise, today, that is somebody most of you have heard before. That is Brian Kennedy. He is the Chief Catalyst and Encourager at Brian Kennedy Global. The time to become a champion in business is now. Mr. Brian, how are you, sir? Oh, you got clapping today.
Joe, I am doing fabulous, and thank you so much for having me back. I know that Julie, is the one that I got.
I was going to say, don't thank me. You need to thank Julie.
Oh,
Julie loves you.
I was thanking Julie because I know you boycotted. Yes, sir. Yeah, man. Great to be back with you, Joe.
You know, this year we're switching it up, and we're going to give special hosts the entire month, and they're going to be able to take the show in whatever direction they want to do, an interview they want to interview. And I said, Julie, you're going to give Brian his own month? She said, oh, no, I'm going to let him be the special roving host, so you could end up in any and all the months of this year. You could be busy. Julie might keep you busy.
Well, I don't know who that guy is on Waters World, but he may need to move over.
So those of you that don't know, Julie is my client manager. She's been with me well over 10 years. She is monitoring WSIC Facebook, and if you want to go there, ask a question to be a part of the show, please feel free to do that, and we'll try and get your questions in as we can as well. And you know, Brian, you've heard me say this 100 times. Everybody needs a Julie.
Absolutely.
And so thank you. And you, I'm afraid, might have my Julie, the way she keeps plugging you in. You know, it's kind of concerning me a little bit.
Well, I've always wanted an agent, and it's nice to have one.
So Brian, you're not allowed to be on the show unless you bring something that we're going to talk about from the Google, right?
Correct.
Before we do that, I kind of want to remind people why it is Julie likes you so much. You really do have a unique history, because there's a lot of, what's the word I want to use? Can I say young coaches out there? You would represent like the old school coaches. Is that a fair? I mean, any man that was that was eating breakfast and lunch with Zig Ziglar, I'm going to say is old school. Is that fair? Can I say that?
Yeah, we were in an old school.
Because you're looking a little offended by that statement.
Yeah, no,
you do have gray hair. You do understand that, don't you?
I'm thinking about it, and but I do.
Yeah.
The real factor is that while I age and I'm not getting older, I tell people that all the time. They say, "What's it like getting older, Brian?" And I said, "I wouldn't know." And they said, "What do you mean you wouldn't know?" I said, "I'm aging." They said, "What's the difference?" I said, "Have you ever been to a fine steakhouse?" And they said, "Yeah." I said, "Do they advertise old steaks or aged steaks?"
Okay, that's a little weak, but I'm going to take it for you.
But I am getting better.
Yes, sir. So, what is it you do, my friend? Please explain to people what Brian Kennedy Global is all about.
Well, I have a passion for small business. I came out of corporate, went into small business turnarounds in Dallas, Texas. We had a great time. If you ever want to have a really good time and never sleep, never see anybody you know, and miss meals, go into turnarounds. They're really fabulous. But I got into small business turnarounds and learned how small businesses really worked. And the one thing that I learned coming out of corporate and doing small business turnarounds is there's only one thing that's different between a large company and a small one. And that's numbers. Numbers of people, numbers of customers, numbers of dollars, numbers of
Right.
of prospects,
Right.
the numbers of people that you do work with. That's the only difference. And I noticed that a lot of small business people would get intimidated when somebody big came into their marketplace
Right.
and didn't understand that they had a superpower, which was relationship. So I really focus on relationship building. And that's what helped us with our turnarounds, and that's what helped us with
And
a lot of
the other
things.
thing I find, and I love your statement numbers because it is so true. Because if you have less zeros
Uh-huh.
than the competitor down the street, you do have to make different choices and decisions. The getting to the customer might be the same, but how you do that might be completely different.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah. And you just got to understand that the systems are all the same. Just that how you utilize them and how they play into your business is what's different. So a small business is using QuickBooks. Well, at American Greetings Corporation, we used our own proprietary system.
Right.
But what did it do? It did the same thing. Took in the revenue, took out the expenses, figured out how much money we were making. Same thing.
And so your background is just full of a lot of very successful motivators over the years.
Yeah. I've been blessed.
You
I've
have
been blessed.
really, yeah.
I've been blessed. I've been in the association with Zig Ziglar out in Dallas. I was with Vince Pacenti in Dallas, who's an international speaker. I've been around Bob Berg and a number of other people who are just fabulous.
Let's take a break. When we come back, we're gonna talk about your article. You are listening to Local Biz Now. I am Joe Vagnone. This is where your business matters. I'm here with Brian Kennedy of Brian Kennedy Global. The time to become a champion in business is now. We'll be right back. And that's how an amateur does it. A 13-year amateur.
That's great.
So we come back, we'll do this.
Sure.
Um,
If you want to. Yeah.
so Okay, so you got, you're going to have about 11 minutes to do this. Okay? Just to kind of, to do 8. We can do it. Okay,
Oh, it's easy. We've done more than 8.
okay.
Some
Then we'll
others.
go to the middle break, and then you'll be on.
Well, of all the things I've ever done, this is another one of
So you
them.
got another 15 minutes. Change your mind if you want to leave. We'll understand. We'll completely understand.
Please don't leave.
1 minute, Mr. Bryan.
You score a lot of points in 1 minute.
This is the fastest hour of the
Oh,
week.
yeah.
Yeah. You are listening to the #1 live talk business show in North Carolina. I am Joe Vagnone. This is Local Biz Now, where your business matters. And I'm talking with Brian Kennedy. He is a friend of mine, whether he will admit it or not. He's been on the show many times. Brian, if somebody wanted to reach you and get you to help them with their small business, how could they do it, buddy?
Well, my website is briankennedyglobal.com. If they're in LinkedIn, I'd love to connect with them. Or they can just flat out call me on my phone at 214-906-8517.
And Julie's got that information on WSIC Facebook Live as well. So you sent me in advance because you're a very diligent person. You know the article that you want to talk about.
Well, one of the things I learned playing basketball is if you're not on time, you miss the. When I was in high school, you missed the bus. When I was in college, you missed the plane. so you don't. You've got to be on time.
So what you've got is 8 leadership skills every small business owner should cultivate.
Yeah.
And I skimmed through this, and I really liked this list. I thought it was a pretty good list. And it says here that it came from Young Entrepreneurs Council. So it sounded like it was somebody kind of had a good idea.
Yeah, and each section was written by a different source.
Okay, I was going to say, because, I don't agree with everything Google. I will argue with the Google. You understand that?
Oh,
don't
I
you?
will too. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay.
But this is an article I kind of liked because it was identifying to young entrepreneurs how they should be thinking, what their mindset should be like,
Right.
and mindset is the #1 thing that will kill you.
And there's nothing that amazes a guy like me more. I got started when I was 17 years old. So it is amusing to me, right?
Yeah.
That there are really sharp, intelligent kids out there trying to get a degree in entrepreneurship. And entire colleges, buildings being built with the word entrepreneurship and masters in entrepreneur. When I was growing up, that was a bad word. I was the guy that couldn't focus. I was the guy that couldn't just do one thing. I was the guy that couldn't get a job.
That's like when I went into sales, my wife said, let's see if I've got this right. You're leaving a job where you've got a salary and you're going to a job where you don't have a clue how much you're going to make each week.
That's right.
You don't know if you're going to have customers, And you're not nervous.
And you embrace it, like
I
you
love
look
it.
forward to it.
You love it.
So let's talk through this, right? So these, to me, they jumped out at me as being pretty good, pretty clear. So the first one is emotional intelligence. I don't mind telling you, I'm pretty sure I'm a genius in this category, Brian. I'm pretty sure of that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. Yes. Next one. No, yeah,
But isn't it really, it's about knowing yourself, right? Because once I know you think I'm not that bright, you and I are going to get along a whole lot better than if I think you think I'm a smart guy. You get my point?
And that comes from understanding who the other person is as well.
Right.
So one of the things you learn in leadership is that it's not all about me and what I want to achieve. If I can't bring the other people along with me, then all I'm doing is I'm recycling my equipment.
Right.
Same thing. That a lot of people look at their employees as equipment rather than look at them as people to take hold of and develop. Because a leader's true job is developing leaders.
Okay. Second one was interesting to me. This was curiosity.
Yeah.
I was surprised to see this one on the list. But then if you dig into the paragraph, it talks about why are customers unhappy? What products or services could you perfect or offer that you currently aren't doing?
Right.
How can an employee grow more than what they did last year? So the curiosity, at first I'm thinking kind of misses, but once I see the questions, it to me it's about how can I be better. To me, that's how I read this. Did I miss the mark here?
No, and I agree with you. I didn't really come out with it. Really didn't. I don't think it really projected about me becoming better as much as it projected how can we make more with our customer. We need to be curious about how we can make more instead of how can we be better for. And when you're better for, you're that person that's developing more customers, better products, and more markets.
You know, I'll tell you a quick story. I have a friend of mine. His name is Rick Ruby. He's one of the top mortgage and real estate coaches in the world, just very successful. And he'll stand up and speak to 5,000-10,000 people at a time, walk off the stage. I mean, have people standing ovations, right? You know, walk off the stage, walk up to 5 or 6 people and say, how I do. And he wants to hear constructive criticism on what he could do better. He doesn't want to hear, you did great. He wants to hear, is there something I can do better? Is there a delivery that missed? That really is an impressive approach, and I think that's what this is talking about here. Always ask yourself, what can I do a little bit better?
Well, in Dallas, several years ago, back in the 90s, well, it was back in the last century, for Pete's sakes, but I am aging.
You got gray hair.
Carl Sewell, an auto dealer in Dallas, Texas, wrote the book, Customers for Life. And when a customer brought their vehicle in for service, they were given a survey. One question. Only one question on the survey. And the question was, what could we have done better for you on this visit? That was it.
Right.
That was it. So that was saying when I read that, that said to me, I need to be better for the people I serve. Not just sell to, but serve.
Right.
And when I serve them, they'll buy more.
Okay. Number 3, written communication. You know, I used to be horrible at that. Matter of fact, nothing went out that I didn't send to Julie to get corrected first, or my wife first. And then I told my wife and Julie that they're obsolete. I don't need them anymore because, you know, I got the Terminator now. So I, with the Terminator's help, everything I send out is going to be accurate and good and healthy. Does that make number 3 a bit easier for me?
Well, it does and it doesn't. You've always got to check your sources. But the one thing that is important is when you write well, people understand. What I see today, John Maxwell wrote an entire book on this, and it was on the premise that everyone communicates, few connect. And I know the guest in the next half hour is one of those people that understands how to connect.
Right. You don't,
And
you don't
we'll
get in
probably
this
hear more
room
than
without
that.
being good at what you do. You understand that, don't you?
Yes, yes. So I may not have been good enough to be a starter in basketball, but I was good enough to be
That's
the
right.
best substitute. So thank you, Julie.
So number 4, the ability to manage your well-being.
Yeah.
Number 1 area that will impact your business and leadership is the ability to effectively manage your own mental, emotion, and physical state. I got to tell you something. 20 years ago, you'd have never seen that on a piece of paper for small business.
Oh, I know. You wouldn't have seen it on on a piece of paper for corporate either.
Right.
But the one thing that I keep seeing over and over as I read about top achievers in the world, and that is rest, sleep. Sleep is the number one recharging tool that you have. And ironically, I start the Bible every year at the beginning, go right through to the end. And this year I'm doing it chronologically, which is really fun. And it starts out with, the big lesson was work 6 days, rest 1. Work 6, rest 1. And the rest is important because that gives you the energy to take care of the rest.
And also, a guy like me, because I'm an old school guy, right? When I read these, I kind of shrug my shoulder, like, emotion, physical state, mental health. Come on, right? Like for me, it's hard to grasp this, right? So as I try and grow, to me, this is also something that you want to look at through the eyes of other people so that you can make sure you're not pushing them to an area or a place they really don't want to be.
Right. When I was in corporate, I spent 125 nights a year out. That's a lot of airplanes, a lot of hotel meals, a lot of entertaining, and a lot of working with reps. And the one thing you had to be on top of every single time was you had to be on top of where you were, what you were doing, how you handled it, and how to solve problems. And if you didn't get your rest and your body wasn't in shape, just traveling 3 to 5 days a week for we'll say 20 weeks a year, that alone puts a toll on your body. And if you're out of shape, I didn't find a lot of out of shape road warriors.
Interesting. I've never thought about that. Number 5, digital literacy. Business owners today should have they're calling it evolving market dynamics. Talk a little bit about that. Because for me, it's frustrating because I used to think that it was really about kind of like a phone, IT was just kind of a phone, just pick it up and it works. Nowadays, you got to really know, you got to get more into the aspects of that.
Well, I think COVID did a lot for us as far as digital literacy goes among business people because it forced us to get online.
So let's take a break.
Sure.
We come back. We got 3 more we're going to get to, and then we're going to bring our guests in.
Awesome.
You are listening to Local Biz Now. I am Joe Vagnone, where your business matters. You got to
can make
burn through
stuff
these
up.
last 3.
Well, I'm going at your pace.
No chit chat.
I'm going at your pace.
Am I? Are you?
Yep.
Well, I'm moving too slow. Is
You're
that
the
what's happening?
pacer. You're the pacer. We're in Race City, man. Well, you got to do it.
Okay. Dana, we'll get you. We just got to get these last 3.
Oh, yeah.
44 race teams are in Mooresville.
Wow. Yeah, I'm not surprised.
They're headquartered in Mooresville, which is what I call it, Race City.
Yeah, for sure.
I didn't know that.
Well, I'm constantly figuring out new drivers all the time. So learning.
How long you been here?
It'll be 2 years in April.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So how do you like America?
We love it. We came here for the lake, really, and better weather, which, the weather is truly
Oh, sure.
I mean, blue skies almost literally, unless it's like this once in a while, it's blue skies every day with no clouds.
I left Massachusetts in 1965 when I was 17.
Oh, wow. What part of Mass?
Boston, just north of Boston,
Oh, okay.
North Shore.
Okay.
And I went home from school that year, went to college on a basketball scholarship, and it was in South Carolina. So I went to school. That summer I went home, and my mother said, "What are you doing up in the attic?" I said, "I'm getting everything I own. I have." And she said, "Why?" I said, "Well, I'm never coming back to live up here again. You don't know, I'm living in Charleston, South Carolina. It is Mecca." I'm glad you're here then. Yeah. So when you see Todd English, tell him Brian Kennedy said hello, and he'll look at you and say,
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
"Yeah, you'll have a blast." He's a nice guy from what I've read.
Yeah.
Here.
Oh, yeah.
I used to watch him on TV.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a foodie.
Yeah, he has a restaurant actually in Mohegan Sun in Connecticut there. So I've been there many times. All these things take time. For sure.
That's what drives people away from
Mm-hmm.
in small business. I think they don't.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to somebody and said, "You ever noticed that in a fast food restaurant, they sit down with a manager, do an interview, get hired?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Chick-fil-A, you have to be interviewed 3 times."
Oh, do you really? Oh, wow.
Yeah. The process is more important than getting the job.
Sure.
I learned that in corporate as well.
Brian, I'm going to bring her in for the last 3.
Sure, absolutely, that'd be great.
If you got something to say about him, say it. If not, yeah. You are listening to the #1 live talk business show in North Carolina. I am Joe Vagnone. This is Local Biz Now, where we hope to inspire, inform, and entertain you, because that's what we do here at News Talk WSIC. 105.9 FM, 100.7 FM, 1400 AM. This is where your business matters. I am here talking with Brian Kennedy, and I want to bring our next guest in, Brian, to finish up our talk, because I think she might be able to add a little bit of this. Dana Flanagan, did I get that right, Flanagan?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Owner of Dana Flanagan Coaching and Consulting. Dana, thank you so much for sitting here so quietly and peacefully. I could tell you wanted to get in on this conversation. So thank you so much for being here today.
Oh, well, thank you so much for having me. And yeah, just really appreciate the opportunity.
You got the clapping going on there. So, but I do want to finish Brian's list. But before we do that, tell everybody a little bit about the coaching and consulting that you do.
Sure. So I've been a sales and marketing expert for over 25 years, and my coaching program is called Burnout to Brilliance. I'm a reinvention mentor for women in midlife who are looking to turn burnout into brilliance, doubt into digital confidence, and purpose into profit. So people that are pivoting, maybe trying something new midlife, and just are not up to speed on the tech tools and the social media and branding and confidence is a lot of what I speak on.
And a lot of this is very intimidating for a guy like me. I mean, we're going to. I call it the Terminator, the AI, which is already 10 steps ahead of where I was anyways, right? And my wife and Julia just kicking me and I'm screaming the whole way, keep me moving, because things really are moving very fast. So I can see how you would be very helpful for somebody feeling like they just need to catch their breath from what's the changes that are happening.
Sure. It's extremely overwhelming for most people. And if you're just starting, you're extremely behind. So getting the knowledge of the tools that are out there, learning how to use things like social media, learning how to create your own brand so that you stand out among the crowd is so important, especially if you're a small business owner or an entrepreneur that's trying to build something either online or in person.
What I have learned is that my personal brand is important so that I can get the credibility, so that my clients or potential clients will even listen to what I have to say. So whether I like being on social media, I have to be able to brand Joe so that they know that the credibility is there when it's time to have the conversation that I want to have, right? Which is Joe can help you sell your business.
Right. Well, if people don't know what you do and how you help them, they will not be interested, because for most people, it's what can you do for me and what is the immediate problem that you solve.
Right. Right.
So,
and we're going to dig in that with you some more. I just wanted to bring you in at the beginning because these last three just kind of touched me that you might have some thoughts. If you don't have any thought, that's perfectly fine. But I wanted to bring you in for that. So Brian, we were finishing up your list. You had 8 leadership skills every small business owner should cultivate. Julie has the list that she's putting on WSIC website, Facebook. For those of you driving in your car and you want to get that, you can go to WSIC Facebook and get those. We're on number 6. So if you remember correctly, number 1 was emotional intelligence. Number 2 was curiosity. Hold on a minute, I got fat fingers. Number 3 is written communication. Number 4, the ability to manage yourself well and others' well-being. Number 5 was digital literacy. And now we're at number 6, which is, they're calling it being agile, right? That you kind of got to embrace that as a small business owner. You have to, I've said it for years, you got to be ready to change on a dime, whether it's a decision that was bad or the market is moving and changing. So this one seemed kind of obvious to me.
Well, it's interesting. My coaching program primarily that I'm building right now is business. I'm sorry, principles from the locker room to the boardroom, and I'm building it all based on things I've learned in basketball. In basketball, you have principles and fundamentals, and what happens as soon as you start the game, the other team never puts up with what you want to do.
Right.
So you have to be agile enough to make changes, but unless you are principally based and fundamentally sound, making those changes is very difficult. And that's the agility that small business owners need.
Dan, you got a thought? You got any thoughts to add to that?
yeah, that's super important to be able to pivot. And that's something that I talk about a lot in any sort of situation. And having that capacity to be able to make quick decisions and be able to think on the fly is so important. And, growing up as an athlete myself, I can totally relate to that. It's, it's just really important in business nowadays.
You got to wake up in the morning and sort of embrace that you're going to have to, correct?
It's part of the game. If you can't pivot and, understand that that is part of the business and learning how to do that, the quicker you can make decisions. Successful people make decisions very quickly.
To me, you just hit on it. I agree with you. I was kind of going to say, I'm curious what both you guys think. If you can't do number 6, I don't think you want to be a small business owner. I mean, there was a time when I had 180 employees. Believe me, I woke up at 4:30 in the morning, and that phone started ringing with problems by 5:30, right? So either I embraced that the phone was going to ring with problems, or I probably shouldn't be in business. Would you agree with that, or can you manage and not being able to do this?
Well, that's something I see on websites is people will put out an about page and never mention who they are.
Right.
They'll tell you all about what the business does, but doesn't tell you who you are. And I've been around 7 decades plus, and I have never done business.
Dana, I told you he was old. He just proved it to me now.
I have never done business with a business, but I have done business with a person.
Right.
And if I don't know who to call in that business, I'm moving to the next.
Okay. Number 7, the ability to motivate others. But Brian, I got to be honest with you. Again, these last 3 seem to be the core to me to small business. If you don't believe you can bring others along in your vision, I'm not quite sure you're going to be a good small business person.
Well, that starts at the hiring process. And people want to fill a spot with a body instead of bringing someone on to enjoy and be part of the mission. And when they're part of your mission and part of what you've got built to do, you don't have any motivating to do. You don't have to be a public speaker to keep them going. You just have to give them the challenges that'll fire them up.
Dan, you got any thoughts on that one?
Well, I think Zig Ziglar said it best. If you want to get what you want, you have to help other people get what they want.
Amen. You just put a smile on Brian's face.
I
Amen.
know. And people want to be led. You have to learn how to lead. If you want people to buy into what it is that you have to offer, you need to learn how to be a leader, and you need to lead people to guide them and not necessarily motivate them all the time, but guide them to the next step, help them get where they want to go.
Well, can we agree that leading by example is motivating? I mean, if somebody sees me working hard and energetic, doesn't that motivate others to do the same thing? Is that a fair statement?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, as a vice president with American Greetings, the one thing that motivated a rep quickly was when they saw me take my jacket off and roll up my sleeves and start working the card department.
Right. Okay. And number 8, the last one, creative problem solving. Again, this is, to me, I probably did this every other day in small business. I don't know how you can be a small business person and not sort of embrace that it's a problem that needs to be solved. It kind of reminds me, my wife would tell me from time to time, I don't want you to solve the problem. I just want you to hear it. Because I'm ready, I'm ready to solve it. Tell me what the problem is, let's solve it, right? And so to me, this seems to be a natural that you better sort of embrace this.
Well, the key to this goes back to the principles, and it goes back to being curious enough to know what your people are thinking. Because if you've got a room of 10 people on your team, you've got 10 potential solutions for a problem. And if you're trying to do it by yourself, you're just a Lone Ranger.
Okay. You want to add anything to that?
I mean, problems are going to be in any business. When you've got problems, the quicker you're able to be the solution and keep it moving is going to be the best thing that you can do for your business and for whether or not you have employees or people that work alongside you. You need to learn how to be a problem solver.
That is Dana Flanagan. She is the owner of Dana Flanagan Coaching and Consulting. If somebody wanted to reach you, how could they reach you?
You can find me on all the social media outlets at Dana Flanagan. Instagram is Dana Flanagan Official, and you can go right to my website at danaflanagan.com.
So, Dana, I'd love to ask people this question. Now, I don't want you to go back to 1963, you understand, but I'm curious, you didn't wake up one day and decide, I want to start coaching people, or did you? How did we get here? How did you get here?
Yeah, so I actually was a top producing real estate agent for 23 years. I had multiple teams and loved what I did. I did a lot of marketing. I never cold called. I never door knocked. I did a lot of marketing myself, as you said before. Brian, people fall in love with the person, not the product. So I built a tremendous career through social media. And when I realized how powerful social media was, it didn't cost anything. When I moved here, I still do real estate, but at a different level now. I coach realtors and I work at a higher level. It's really crazy how we are in a digital world and so many people don't know how to use social media effectively to actually build their business.
So let's take a break. We come back. I want to talk a little bit about how you can help people and who the buyer profile is, or the client profile that you think you can help the best.
Sure.
You are listening to Local Biz Now. I am Joe Vagnone. I'm here with Dana Flanagan. She's the owner of Dana Flanagan Coaching and Consulting. We will be right back because this is where your business matters.
I like that last segment with Dana as part of the conversation about the article. You might want to consider that for future shows.
Sure. Well, I'd love that.
Say that again.
You might want to consider the guest being part of the discussion on the article
Oh,
in future shows, because I thought that was a really
Well,
good break, even though you were trying to make up time for, I know what you were doing. You were covering that, you just dragged on that first.
okay. First of all, I don't know whether I just hate you or I hate that you're right. Okay, first of all. Second of all, I do that from time to time, but I don't want to
Okay.
make somebody I've never met uncomfortable.
I'm
Right.
not, it takes a lot to make me uncomfortable.
Right. So I don't know you. So, you know what I'm saying? So once I realized she would be fine, then I do bring them in. But yeah.
Well, when I saw her come in with a tripod and do
Right.
some selfies, I figured she's
Well, I mean,
comfortable.
my business is about social media.
I know it, exactly,
so-
exactly. I'm amazed at that too. People just don't want to be out there, and I'm thinking you've got to be out there. And then they want to use social media, then they use the wrong platform
Mhm.
because they're on TikTok when they should
Julie,
be on
if you're
LinkedIn.
listening, I don't want Brian anymore around us. He just aggravates me.
But you got me 2 more weeks this month, so having Mohs surgery next Monday, so I don't think you wanted me on the. I'm not sure I wanted to be on next week.
Oh,
Who do I got next week? You're not going to be here?
No.
She's got you down for.
I know.
Oh, she does?
No, it'll be a sub.
Oh.
Chuck Cooper will come in. He's the one who got me involved in this. Introduce me. to you.
Jackie Benjamin is coming back.
Oh yeah, Jackie. She's phenomenal.
We assist marketing. And Wendy Coulter, Hummingbird Creative Group, Fractional Chief Marketing Officer.
Jackie does social media strictly
Two
for
smart,
trades.
intelligent women you're going to leave me all alone in a room with. I'm going to get beat up to no end. I'm going to get abused because of you.
Thank you.
See what you're doing to me, Brian? Julie's punishing me by putting smart women in a room.
Yeah, Jackie does social media for trades.
You are listening to the #1 live talk business show in North Carolina. This is Local Biz Now, where your business matters. I am here with Dana Flanagan. She is the owner of Dana Flanagan Coaching and Consulting. We're also here with my co-host, Brian Kennedy of Brian Kennedy Global. Dana, thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate you taking the time to be here. Can you remind everybody again, if they wanted to reach you, how they could reach you?
So you can find me on all the social media outlets, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn at Dana Flanagan. Instagram is Dana Flanagan Official. And you can find me at my website, danaflanagan.com.
So you started in real estate. Am I getting that correctly?
Yeah.
And then it was this natural move into helping and coaching others succeed as well.
Well,
Is that a
then-
fair
Yeah.
interpretation?
Yeah, the name of my program is called Burnout to Brilliance. And honestly, I was burnt out. And there's only, you never go to a realtor retirement party, right? You don't. So they just,
I never thought about it, but that's a true statement.
right. It's a very true statement. People just fall out of the business and they just disappear. And I started thinking to myself, how much longer do I want to, this isn't sustainable into my 60s. And yes, there's people of that age in real estate, but for me, I don't want to be doing the same thing on the same hamster wheel constantly, like going to people's houses every single night, on the weekends and going inside their home and listing their property. And I loved what I did, but I was like there, and we couldn't move. When you have a huge book of business,
Right.
the idea of moving is just an idea. And we were actually in a pretty horrific car accident, which we walked away from, thank God. But that could have killed us. And it really made me think about, life can change very quickly. And I want to do these things now while I'm still young. We play sports, we love the lake life, and all the things we thought of we'll do later. was like, no, we're going to do it right now. And I'm going to find a way to take my knowledge and put it into something to empower others. And that's where my program was born. And now I help midlife, mostly women. There are some men in my program, but I'm mostly help women reinvent themselves in midlife with strategies in social media, branding, and confidence. And those are the three things. And so many of these people come to me with the same exact problem.
That you stepped right into my next question. What is that? What are they coming to you for help in general?
Sure. They're burnt out. They're burnt out with their job. Maybe they work a 9 to 5. They're not fulfilled. They have something they're passionate about, but they don't know how to launch it. Maybe they got into some sort of online business or something. A lot of things are online now. So of course that's, where they go with it. But if they have maybe they wanted to always open a flower shop or something. I mean, it's any sort of business that they've thought about, but they don't know the first place to start. And they don't have the confidence to take the next step. And they're afraid to put themselves out there. Mostly.
So I'm curious, does burnout mean do less or do something different?
It means do things in alignment with who you are meant to be. And that may not be the same person. When you went to college, whatever it was 25 years ago, you might not be the same. You're probably not the same person that you were when you got your college degree. Maybe you always wanted to be a nurse or a teacher, and that's fine. But there are so many people coming to me that are times have changed. Healthcare is very different. I have a lot of nurses in my program, and they're wanting more. They feel like they were meant for more, and they're like, this can't be all there is at 50 years old or 55 years old. So
it's funny because I built literally the largest closed market environment restaurant concept in the Southeast back when I was 20, right?
Love
and
it.
I tell people I could never do that again, and wouldn't want to, because I know now what I had to do to actually make that work. So we are coming to you at a point in our lives where we kind of have an idea what we don't want to do. And you're saying you're going to help us find out what we might want to do. Am I interpreting that correctly?
Yeah, yes and no. I mean, people get very skewed by looking at social media and seeing people's highlight reel. And we call it imposter syndrome. And you want what that person has, but you don't want to do the things that person did to get there. And that is a real problem. People want instant gratification. They want, and we were talking about earlier about fast food and how somebody would go in, fill out an application and get the job. Well, here they put a few posts out, they buy some sort of product. Maybe they're doing digital marketing, affiliate marketing, network marketing. I work a lot with that as well. But even real estate. They get their real estate license. They okay, I'm going to make, a ton of money by the end of next month, and they don't sell a house for their first year. That is very common. The instant gratification is so real now because of what we see online and how quickly it skews our mind of what it really takes to get there.
So
there's no success pill.
So people are coming to you that have not found success, or because when I went to your website, I assumed it was people that were like wanting to reinvent themselves in sort of another career, another direction. But what you're describing is they're coming to you because they want that success they haven't had.
Both. I have both.
Okay.
I work with high achieving women. I work with people that have been successful before, but they've fallen behind with technology and social media. Maybe they've had some sort of like trauma, or they lack confidence, which is a big one. So they've had success perhaps in another career where they want to apply. They're smart people. These are all smart, capable people that are really, they're kind of stuck in their own mind. They're their worst enemy. And we're trying to help them really break it down to just small framework and have them implement certain strategies to get them going in whatever it is that they want to do. So I do work with other coaches. I work with people that have a product that they want to launch online, but they're not sure where to start. So these people have really great ideas, and some people are brand new. They just want to make money in a different way and give themselves a little additional income. So like you'll see the word side hustle a lot online. I have a lot of those people as well that just want to make some money to try to get them into a position where they can learn new skills so that they can maybe leave their job or stay home with their family or be that stay-at-home mom that they want to be. So we have we kind of have a variety of what people want to do. Some people are in the very beginning stages of starting their own business, and some people have done it, but they've had a little success, but not the kind of success to scale, and it's been very inconsistent.
Right. So when I go to your website, I see these boxes of things that you do.
Sure.
Do people, when they come to you, know what they need? Because maybe I come to you, but I'm not exactly sure how you can help me. I just need help.
Yeah, so no one just shows up on someone's website randomly. So they usually go to the website from a ad or from a content on social media. And that's what I teach. A lot of what I teach is how to create compelling content so that your viewer feels like you are the person that solves their problem and you are the person that is going to get them from point A to point B the fastest and collapses time for them. People will pay to collapse time. So one of my courses there, you'll see that is a one-time course. It's called Standout Social. It teaches you the very basics of social media. It's a one-time course. It doesn't really include any hands-on coaching from me. It's $197, self-paced, literally shows you how to cut up a video online, how to use a teleprompter app, how to make a reel, how to make a story, and the framework to get people interested in whatever it is that you're offering. So that they would be driven to each product by a link for that sales page for that product. So what you don't want to do is you don't want to just say, visit my website. I mean, now again, they can do that. And if they read everything, it's kind of clear, but it's clear. But you want to be driving them to a specific thing that solves their clear and immediate problem. So when you're marketing online, you need to be very clear what your brand and your brand message is. And your brand message is 4 things. It's who you are, what you do, who you help, and how you help someone. If someone doesn't know how you help them, they may just go, oh, that's interesting, and they're going to scroll right by. You need to stop the scroll within 1 to 2 seconds, and it needs to touch a pain point that they have. So what does your audience lay in bed thinking about at night? What are their hopes, dreams, and desires? That's what you speak to that problem.
So, we always talk about how we got here. Give me a little bit of your background. Were you born in the area? How most people that get to Cornelius, there's a story to get here, right? There's a reason we want to be on the lake.
Sure.
So talk to me about that.
Yeah. So my fiance, Mark, and I moved from Connecticut about 1.5 years ago, a little closer to 2 years. And we are boaters. We're avid wake surfers, and we love to wakeboard and wake surf as well. And we were on a small lake in Connecticut, and we didn't love the weather, and we really enjoy wake surfing. And it's not some of the smaller lakes, it's frowned upon because it creates big waves.
Right.
And so we would research online, and we looked at several other lakes in the area. We wanted to be near an international airport, and that's hard to find because a lot of times little lakes are down like little country roads.
That's right.
And so we really kept coming back to Lake Norman, and we Googled, we just kept Googling,
Right.
and we kept looking at houses, and we're like, I think this Cornelius town, I think we're going to like. Right. And we narrowed it down to a few towns. We came down here, we fell in love. I mean, it's beautiful. We just love it. So
yeah, that's interesting to hear how you made that choice, right? Because a lot of us kind of stumbled on it. So
yeah, right.
Dana, thank you. So we're going to have to get you back again. Thank you so much.
I would love that. Thank you so much for having me.
You are listening to Dana Flanagan. She is the owner of Dana Flanagan Coaching and Consulting. Go to her website. It is absolutely exceptional. I'm also here with Brian Kennedy Global. Brian, thank you for being here, buddy.
My pleasure, and thanks for having me.
It is Monday afternoon where your business matters. We'll see you next week.
Great radio.